A sound in the darkness outside the barn. A furtive whisper, the careless snap of a dry twig underfoot, woke him from a fitful doze. His left leg throbbed painfully, not only the tender, swollen tissue nearest the fracture in the bone, but everything from ankle to knee, the muscles sore from too many days in stirrups, the skin chafed raw from the reluctant doctor's hasty splint. Grimacing, every movement a new torment, he propped himself up on his elbows and strained his ears to listen. There. A low whisper, quick footfalls, and, more distant, the jingle of spurs. And then, incautiously, two men arguing in hushed voices, one commanding, one pleading. A flicker of candlelight illuminated the shallow depression beneath the door of the tobacco barn, and he jerked his head sharply when a sudden gleam caught the corner of his eye. The glint of a lantern appeared between the slats on the opposite side. The barn was surrounded. Blood pounded in his ears as he inched closer to his companion, grimacing in pain as he dragged himself from his makeshift bed on the hay-strewn floor. Covering the younger man's mouth with one hand, with the other he grasped him by the shoulder and shook him awake. "Harold," he murmured, his gaze darting from the door to the four walls. "Wake up." David Harold woke with a start. "What is it, John?" he whispered hoarsely. "Is Garrett running us off after all?" Richard Garrett, the lean, grim-faced farmer who had welcomed them into his home earlier that day, had banished them to the barn upon discovering their true identities. Adding to the insult, he had locked them in to ensure that they wouldn't run off with the family's horses in the night. Had Garrett betrayed them to the men now drawing the cordon tight around their refuge? When put to the test, had the Virginia farmer's southern sympathies given way to craven fear? Rage flared up within John, hot and searing, only to sputter and die out, extinguished by hard, cold truth. It mattered not how their pursuers had found them, only that they had. "Our pursuers are upon us," his voice preternaturally calm. Muttering an oath, Harold scrambled to sit up, his short stature and fine wisps of facial hair making him seem even younger than his almost 23 years. "Should we surrender before they open fire?" "I'll suffer death first." John pulled Harold close and added in a voice scarcely more than a breath, "Don't make a sound. Maybe they'll think we aren't here and go away."